Hi, this is Sean Washburn from YourExcelTutor.com. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, we're going to be talking about data validation. Data validation, just plain and simple, is a way to restrict what kind of data gets put into a cell. So one option for this would be, let's say, if you had a password and the password had to be at least 6 characters and less than 10, something like that. Or if you have 3 options, yes, no, or maybe, and those are the only things you want people to choose from. Those are examples of data validation, or a number that's less than this or greater than this, or a date, things like that. You may have never used it. I think you'll find that's something that can be really helpful for you, especially when you're first setting up a table. If you're going to be using it, or multiple people are going to be using it, and especially if there's any chance for inputting choices or something like that, that could be a word that could be misspelled, or different variations of things. If you want to get rid of that, then this is the way to do it. So you go to use it, you go to data, and data validation is right here. We're gonna, for example, we're gonna use this our table here, and we're gonna use a height column. So as you can see, you look down here, medium was misspelled, and maybe we've got short with 2 T's or something like that. Where that comes into play is if I come up here and I go to filter. Now, instead of having one choice for medium, I've got 2 here. I've got 2 shorts, and things like that can get kind of out of hand. Same thing here. Yes, no. Okay, maybe I didn't want someone to be able to put in "I wish," so I can restrict that. So how you do it is we'll start with the top cell, and then we'll be able to paste the validation down to the other cells. So we're going to go to, again, data validation, and it pops up this window. And it'll give you the choices you have. So here's kind of a list of things you can do. You can restrict, maybe you've got a number and the number has to be between two ranges, or you can have greater than, equal, less than, all those things. Same thing with a decimal, same options there. And we'll come back to list here in a second. Date, same thing. If date's got to be, maybe a date that's in 2017. Or you're checking, how old something is, and you can restrict what someone puts in for that. Time is similar. Text length, the text has got to be, this many characters. Maybe you're going to collect stuff to put onto Twitter, and it's got to be under, a certain number of characters. You want to restrict that. So those are some options there. There's also a custom option, and you can play with that. That's more with like a formula. So we're going to go to list. And for our list, we want to say we're going to pick, short, medium, and tall are going to be our options. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can either type in your options here with commas in between, or you can click this little button, the flyout button, and have a list somewhere else that you're going to pull from. That's what I usually do if I have the chance, because then if I need to change something, it just automatically updates the cell, so I don't have to go back in, change the options, or if there's another option, add that option in. But we'll show both here. So we'll say short, all right, short, medium, tall. Okay. And then the other options here, I do want to keep, in my case, because I have options that we're choosing from, I want to keep the in cell drop down. That's kind of like this guy here. If I was just restricting maybe a date range or numbers or something like that, I might not have that in there, because I don't need people to pick from anything. And ignore blank means that if someone just leaves it blank, that's okay. It won't give an error. If you look at these 2 tabs here, input message, right now that if I left it like it is, there's no input message. I have it checked, but there's no data. But I could say maybe I put a message, just pick from these options. And then error alert is going to be what's going to happen when someone puts in something that's wrong. So this won't happen if someone uses the drop down, because they can only choose from what's in there. But if they try to type something by themselves, this kind of tells what's going to happen when that happens. So in this case, it's going to show an error alert, and it's going to stop them. They won't be able to put anything else in. You also have the ability to warn or just give information. So we got this list here. Okay, we can say okay. And now, when I click on that cell, it gives me a little note, kind of like a comment, pick from these options. And I look down there, I said, okay, I can pick, medium, short, tall. That's great. But now if I'm like, oh man, I wanted to add extra fast, or speedy or something like that to the list, what I have to do is go in here, go back in, type that in. Oh, this is this is height. So let's say super tall. All right. So now I've got that option in there. But if I'm changing it now, if I have these other ones already selected like that, I either have to go back into all of them. It's just kind of some extra work. So what I usually like to do is maybe over here or on another tab, I'll have short. Oops. So short, medium, tall. All right. And then what I'll do is I'll say, I come back in here and I can change this, and this will wipe this out. I'll just say, click that pop out, and I'm going to select these three, and then I'm going to pick two more because maybe there's a couple more options that I'm going to use later. All right, so I come back, and actually I don't like that drop down or that message, so I'm going to leave that message off of there. And I think it's people know that it's the height. So when I come in now, I have those options. Now someone could pick these other two. That's a choice that I'll have to live with, or I could just have picked the three when I first set it up. Now if you want to copy that to the other cells, what you do is you say, you can right click here, copy, and then I'm going to pick these cells and I'll right click again. And now there are a lot of paste special options, but data validation is not one of the pre-selected ones. So what I got to do is go to paste special and come down here, paste special again. And then you see validation is a choice here. So what it'll do is it'll only take that validation information and paste that down. So I hit OK. All right. So now each of these cells is set up with that drop down. What you'll notice is, it didn't change my medium one here. It kind of left it alone, almost like it grandfathered it in. But if I try to type this in again with the O, it's going to give me an error and won't let me do it. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that like that. And then now, if I copy these down or have new blank cells, it'll make it easier to be able to choose from what's in there. And if I go here, I've got, there's another short still, so I'll fix that one. And now I've got my three choices there. So again, another option, same thing on the yeses and nos. You could do the same thing there, or numbers or whatever. So it's a great tool to use. And I've told about how I like to use it. Maybe you'll find that you like to put your lists right in there. If you do that, it is easy to edit, because you just go here, select these, go in here, and then you could just fix it right here. And there's a little check here that says apply these changes to all their cells in the same setting. So even if I just change this one, all these other ones are similar, and you can update those automatically. So it is easier than you would think, but I still like having the external list to go through. So yeah, I hope that's helpful, and that's data validation. If you found this video helpful, show the love and hit the subscribe button below. For more help with Excel, visit my website at yourexceltutor.com. There you can suggest new video topics, as well as connect with me to work more on your own Excel challenges. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes to make yourself more efficient today. Now learn more with these great videos.